Thank you, J. Brad Britton. Thank you, Madison. I'll take it. I'll take it. So it's such a pleasure to be with you. Can you all hear me okay? Everything good? Hear me, see me? Awesome. Thumbs up. I'm able to share my screen if I want to. Yes, maybe. My co-host, whatever, we'll figure that out. Okay, good. So very excited to be with all of you today. I'm a little, for me, low energy because I don't have the Voldemort. I don't have the Voldemort. But all right, so that's my first lesson. All right. I saw, is it Yasmin or Jasmine, or however you say your name? You can unmute if you want. It's either, here, is it Yasmin? Put a one. Is it Jasmine? Put a two. It's two. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Great to meet you. Okay, fist bump. Pound me. Awesome. Cool. All right. I want you to look at Jasmine right now, and I want you to see that she's kind of engaged, that she's kind of smiling, she's having a good time. Hopefully. She's been spotlighted. Now she's like, oh no, no, wait, why? Why? How did this happen to me? I just smiled one time and now he's picking on me. No, I'm not. I'm not. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Awesome. You look at that. Rules of engagement, right? Thank you, Madison, I assume. Or maybe J. Brad. He's Mr. Tech. So either way, what I'm here to talk to you about is about what you just saw. What just happened. You don't need to listen to the rest of my message. I mean, yeah, maybe you do. Hopefully, you'll get something out of it. But that, especially Jasmine. But don't smile at her. You can if you want to. No, the whole thing. It'll be that. Every so often, Jasmine, you're going to be like, wait. How did this happen? Why am I on camera again? Like, why? Yeah. Oh no, there it is. Oh yes. Why? What? Okay. So the basic idea is this. Thank you. The basic idea is this. This message is about having a great time with people on your appointments. I have so many people who are like, oh, well, it's just like a video and this and that. And it's like, no, it's not. First of all, J. Brad sped it up so it's much shorter and cooler and more fun. Yeah, J. Brad. If it could be done in a minute, J. Brad will do it in 30 seconds. Maybe in 30 seconds, 25 seconds. So that's all you need to do to be engaging with your customers is to have a good time with them. Here's my hint. You want to do a great appointment? You want to have your customer just like, yeah, what? Awesome, cool. Have fun. Play. I'm totally serious. Play. Have fun. In the clip that we just saw, Rocky was talking to his son, and he said something like, you forgot to be you. You don't know who you are anymore. Something like that. And what he's talking about is bringing your A game. But he's also talking about bringing your game. Bring your game, guys. Bring your A game, but bring your game. Guys, we sell knives. It's crazy. Guys, this is the most money a 19, 20-year-old can make legally. Basically, unless you're we're the Beebs or something, right? I mean, this is, we sell knives, we have fun. It's like what you want to do on your appointments, really, is bring you to your appointments. Bring you to your appointments. Now, when I say bring you, I mean your A game you, your high level you. Your best you. And guess what? You might not realize it, but your best you is the real you. Your best you is the real you. And you might go, well, some days I'm better than others, and some this and some that. I'm like, yeah, I get that. I get that. But I remember many years ago, I saw an interview in person. I was there with, now this is going way back in sports world, and some of you will be like, most of you will be like, probably all of you will be like, I have no clue who this person is. J. Brad might know. Mookie Wilson, he was a baseball, he knows. He's like, yeah, I know who that is. Mookie Wilson was the guy being interviewed. And if you don't know who he is, doesn't matter that much, but he's a very successful baseball player for the New York Mets. And in 1986, when the Mets beat the Boston Red Sox in the World Series, it would never have happened without this guy. You can look it up if you care about baseball. That's not the point of the story, but it's great. It's great. The point of the story is this. He was asked, what's the best advice you ever got? And guys, I want you to get that this is a champion. By the way, I want you to get that anybody who plays professional sports, I do not care if they are on the field or on the bench, Anybody who plays professional sports is a champion. And they're bringing their A game because so many people want to do it, but they do it. He was asked, what's the best advice you've ever gotten? And he said, the best advice I ever received was from my dad. And my dad said, do the best you can every day. Do the best you can every day. And it's going to be different on different days. It's going to be different on different days, but do the best you can every single day. Now, how do we apply that to what we're doing? How we apply that to what we're doing is we do the best we can every single day, every single demo. Now, some demos, they might be your best demo. Your best demo is ahead of you. Your best day is ahead of you. Your best week is ahead of you. Your biggest everything is ahead of you. I promise. You haven't had it yet. It's exciting. It's something to look forward to. But the way that looks is some demos, you're going to like, it's going to be easy. Haven't you had that appointment where it's just easy and they're just like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Sure, signature, sure. Sounds good. And you're like, awesome, right? Breathing. It's normal, right? Every appointment, they get the signature, and then they get every single gadget, and then they get all the other stuff, and then they're like, please call me when those kitchen tools come back. I'll be ready, can't wait, right? Right, sometimes it's easy. You're like, how is it so easy? And sometimes it is like pulling teeth just to sell a trimmer or a peeler. But good job, right? Good job. If I had sold a peeler for every no sale, I'd probably be at another, I'm at 2.5 million. If you're Jay Brad, you're like many millions, right? If I'd sold a peeler on every no sale, I'd be well over 3, I'm sure, right? Because I've had more no sales than all of you, right? And I'm still smiling because I'm bringing my A game every appointment. So if you just sold a peeler or a trimmer or a petite carver or whatever it is, and that was the best you could do in that moment, that doesn't mean it's the best you could ever do, right? You can improve your skills. And maybe the next time you're with that kind of customer, you're going to hear that same objection. You're going to say something a little different, right? Because you PDI'd and you said, hey, I heard this and this is what I said and I still got the sale, but I know I could do better. Yeah, you definitely could do better. But you did the best you could for that moment. And now you're in a position to do better because you did the best you could in the next moment. And you PDI'd and you found out. Or maybe you called your manager during the appointment. And right, you get what I'm saying? And then whether you sold a peeler or a package. And when I say a package, I mean like a set of knives and a set of cookware, right? That's a package, right? You go into the next appointment with the same level of enthusiasm, excitement, because that's the first time that person's probably ever seen Cutco. And they're seeing it because of you. They're seeing it because of Stuart. They're seeing it because of Saida. They're seeing it because of Jacob. They're seeing it because of Emiliano, right? They're seeing it because of Kaylee. I won't go over, but they're seeing it because of you. And to them, you are Cutco. You might have started a week ago. You might have started a month ago. You might have started a year ago. But to them, you are Cutco. And I challenge all of you. I could even close with this. I might even say it again. I challenge all of you. Can you be as good as Cutco? Can you be as good as Cutco? Good luck. It's a noble pursuit, right? But you can do your best. Bring your A game. So this is about engaging with your customers. Now, what you saw at the very beginning of my message is I was saying, which is true, I'm a little bit under the weather today, a little bit tired. So this is me low energy, right? So I could be higher. Maybe, I don't know how it comes across. But this is me a little bit low energy. And then I made a joke, right? I said, don't worry, I don't have the Voldemort, right? And some of you got it and some of you laughed, right? So I always make sure, and then I was, connecting with Jasmine. I don't remember why. And we did a little thing. We did a little fist bump, and she was smiling, and she was spotlighted. Madison's like, I'm ready. The trigger finger's ready, right? And look out, Jasmine. And then we're having a good time, right? And suddenly we're having a great time. And suddenly she's not Mrs. Jones, right? She's Kathy, right? That's how you want it to be. So it's like a lot of people say, well, how do I connect? How do I be funny? I'm not funny. And I'm going to tell you right now, you do not have to be funny. You just have to say funny things. You don't have to be funny. You just have to say funny things. Now, how do you connect? There's so many ways. And we'll talk about how to connect. We'll talk about how to engage. But I'll tell you this. One thing you can do to always connect is just appreciate the other person. Just appreciate the other person. I already talked about humor. And the second thing, nugget, right? Second thing is appreciation or gratitude. Right? I also spoke about the A game, right? But that is overall, right? Appreciation or gratitude. What you appreciate appreciates. Okay? Focus on the greatness in the other person too. Focus on the greatness in yourself and focus on the greatness in the other person. Find something you like, right? So if I were doing a demo, in fact, think about it for yourself. If you turned on your camera and you went on to Zoom and you saw Jay Brad's room, right? There's so much that you can say. You can be like, wow, you know, do you read a lot? You must really love books, right? Because there it is in the background, right? When I say what you appreciate appreciates, you know, one of the first things I say to my customer, again, I always have some kind of joke in my initial phone approach because everything starts on the phone. Find a joke. If you can't find one, steal one. Sometimes I make the Voldemort joke. Sometimes I say, wait, let me find the exact joke because I actually have my phone approach written down on my computer. I'm looking at it right now. And I say this. We'll come back to the appreciation, this joke. I say now Jay Brad, please understand you don't have to get anything because it helps me out just to share it with you quickly, even if you don't buy. Now, your friend Hans told me you'd buy everything we make. And they always laugh. It's just a little joke. Now, you might not have the whatever to like make that joke, but I've been doing this for a while, I do. And they laugh, and they're like, ah, like, ah. No, but actually, like I said, right? And I'm always smiling, right? That thing is true. That's real. The smile thing is real. It's real. And I'll prove it to you. I'm going to come back to the J Brad thing. I'm a little all over the place, but you're getting it. All right? I'm going to prove it to you. I want you all to close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Even you, Jasmine. Close your eyes. All right? Now I want you to picture yourself on a boat on a river with tangerine trees. J Brad is getting this joke. And marmalade skies. Okay, I'm kidding. But keep your eyes closed, for real, okay? I'm going to, hang on. I have some of this in front of me. Hang on. Just wait. Wait. I had it. Just wait. Oh, I just lost it. Wait. Don't go to sleep. I know you just got whatever. I'm that person, by the way, with like 20 windows open all the time. And I just went past the thing that I want to share. And now I got to find it again. And it's, oh, here it is. Okay. So close your eyes and just listen. Okay, good. Just listen to me. That's all I want. Okay. Let me know when you see two slides side by side. The white slide on the left says, thank you for helping me reach my goals. Do you see those two slides? Okay, we're off to a good start. All right, now I know I sound like the most like mellow podcaster in the world. Okay, keep your eyes closed. Listen, I'm going to change nothing, but I'm going to smile. Okay, let me know when you see two slides side by side. The white slide on the left says, thank you for helping me reach my goals. Do you see those two slides? Okay, we're off to a good start. I didn't change anything. Open your eyes. I didn't put in any enthusiasm. I put in, and thank you, I did. I didn't mean to, but I did. I couldn't help it. But other than that, I put in nothing. Nothing changed. Right? Okay, we're off to a good start. Okay, we're off to a good start. You can hear it. You can feel it. And if you then start bringing you to it, right? Bring your A game to it, right? Okay, Mrs. Jones, we're off to a good start. Pound me. Awesome. Explosion. Jellyfish. If they have kids, have fun with the kids. Okay? The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. The way to a mother's heart is through her kids. Trust. Okay, so if I'm meeting with J Brad, right? Remember gratitude, appreciation, right? A game, humor, gratitude, appreciation. There's probably something else good. I'm going, wow. I'm looking at what I see, right? You can definitely hear the difference. Thank you. I'm saying this guy's interesting. He has he has a library, right? So then I'm going to engage with him and I'm going to ask him a question. Now, by the way, we're going to talk about rapport. If he's like, hey, let's get started. We got to get down to business. I got this. I got that. Don't be like, oh, tell me about your book collection and blah, 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 right? Because that's actually anti-rapport if he's saying to you, we got to go, we got to go. But if he's like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Now you can tell, right? You can like pick that up, pick up on the cues, right? That he's, has a little bit of time and he's cool. So get him to talk about something he loves. Okay? And that's another thing. Get your customer to talk about what they love. Anything. Kids, easy. They love their kids. They might hate their kids sometimes, but they love their kids even more most of the time, right? Get your customer to talk about what they love. When people talk about what they love, they're happy. If you think about, right now, just think about something you love, right? I almost want to call on people like, what's something you love? Let's do it. Unmute, unmute, unmute. Kira? Is it Kira? Kyra? You gotta help.
That's Kyra.
Kyra. Okay. This is the thing. It's all like this is like that everybody has more than one way of pronouncing their name. Thankfully we got Saida out of the way, so it's good. Right? Kyra. What's something you love? Anything. You can say pass if you don't. What?
Music.
Music, right? That's after my own heart, right? Now watch how I'm gonna just talk to Kyra. Is it okay if I talk to you for a second, Kyra?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Guys, little report tip, permission questions. Is it okay if is that all right? It'll be all right with you if I just show you a couple other set options? Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Kyra. I appreciate it, right? Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so music. So is there a particular band or genre or artist that you really love?
I like rap music the most out of every other genre.
You like rap music the most?
Mhm.
That's cool. So then I could say whatever. I actually do know some things about rap, but okay. Okay, so I want to learn more about rap. So like, what's the best? Oh, here we go. Mute yourself, whoever you are. what's the like? Is there a favorite song or favorite rapper? Like, who should I check out? Ask for tips. Who should I check out? Like, who should I listen to? I want to learn more. Who should I listen to?
Logic, he just came out with a new album.
Logic. Okay, awesome. So let me jot that down. I'll write it down. I'll jot it down. Okay, awesome. Logic, guys. This is it. This is a tip. He just came out with a new album. It's fire, right? Kyra, thank you very much. I really appreciate you talking to me. All right, cool. So we can go back to me, but you see, and Kyra, like she's not the kind of personality that's like, oh yeah, rap's my favorite, right? She's just real cool, right? Just that's what I like, right? Yeah. But you can see that she's engaged. Yes, I'm putting her on the spot a little bit, but she's like, yeah, I'll answer your question, dude. Sure, no problem. Right? So that's awesome. And so you always ask for permission, look them. I'm looking down a little bit sometimes, which is kind of. But I love looking at you guys. So this is me looking not at you. This is me looking at you. But that's basically the thing. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about rapport itself, and then I'm gonna give you some kind of cool lines, okay, which are gonna be useful for you. Okay. Now, the first thing I will say before I even get into that is what I was saying before about appreciation. Once your customer is on with you, one of the first great things you can do, and you might have heard this before, but you do it every time, is you thank them for their time. You thank them for their time. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. This September will be my 20th anniversary. And Jay Brad, if you're curious, yes, I grew up in Manhattan, in New York City, and I started selling Cutco the week of 9/11 in Manhattan. My first team meeting was September 12th. My office was the number 5 office in the nation the week of 9/11, by the way. Talk about bringing your A game. That was my fast start. So that's a whole other talk. But yeah, Joe Gianelli, J. Brad. So they're on with me, and I'm gonna say, Saida, hey, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. Like, I love my job. I love what I do, but I can only do what I do because people are just, good enough to just take a little bit of time out of their day. So just thank you so much. And my goal, Saida, is to be one of the highlights of your day. I'm going to do my very best. So thank you again, and hope you enjoy the ride or whatever, right? Do it in your own way, right? But you find something, right? If I were talking to Jay Brad, I'd talk about his books. I'd get him to tell me about his favorite book, and Jay Brad would be animated, most likely, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know this book, this really made a difference for me. I really love this," and I'd be like, "Oh, I love to read." You want a little tip? Way advanced, but way simple. If there's something that you know they love, right before you close, this is actually way advanced, so it might take a little bit. You can talk to your manager, but right before you close, ask them about it. So right before you close, like, "Hey, Jay Brad, by the way, like, I notice you have all these books behind you. Is there a favorite book you've read recently?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I read this awesome book, blah 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 blah," and they get in a good mood, and their serotonin levels go up, and then da da da, and then they're riding that wave of that, and then you close. Cutting edge sales. Ah, that is a great book. So he couldn't resist. Right? He's so passionate about knowledge and learning and books. It's not only his background, he has to show you. Like, he knows it's my message. It's awesome, Jay Brad. I love it, right? He has to show you. He has to show you that it's cutting edge sales. Or one of them, right? I love that book. Berghoff. So there you go. All right, let's talk about rapport. Okay? I think about rapport a little bit differently than some people. So just incorporate this into what you're doing. Okay? I don't think about rapport as something that I build. I know that we hear that a lot, and it's nothing wrong with it. It comes from like old school sales stuff. You know, you build rapport, and that's fine. I don't think about rapport as something that I build. Okay? Rapport, the way that I think about rapport is either it's in or it's out. It's either there or it's not. So when Jay Brad's holding up, you know, his favorite book, one of his favorite books, we are in rapport. We are connecting. And he's in rapport with his book. It's in. I connect. I establish rapport. And I establish rapport with humor. I establish rapport with appreciation and gratitude. I establish rapport with talking about something I love or having them talk about something they love. I establish rapport by noticing something, you know, and having that be something that we're talking about. There are many ways to establish rapport, but I establish rapport and I build relationships. So that's how I think about it. I want to get in their world. When it comes to connecting with someone, another tip, what have I said so far? Have fun. Bring your A game. Have fun, bring your A game. Another tip, I said something about connecting with your customer, but another tip is to fall in love with your customer. We'll talk about that. Here's another tip. Take a sip of, it's kind of tea. Be of service. Solve their problem. You might say, well, how can I solve their problem? Well, it's like, well, you solve their problem by selling them Cutco, that's for sure. Most likely, right? But look for, how can I be of service to this person? How can I make this person's day better? How can I live up to my promise of being one of the highlights of their day? Be present. Be with them. Rapport, Anthony Robbins said that rapport is created by a feeling of commonality. So see if you can find something in common with your customer. And here's another one. Here's another key tip, right? Listen. You want to create rapport? You want to create connection? You want to create engagement? Listen. Listen to what they say. Now I'm going to like go through lots and lots and lots of really quick things, and then I'm going to tell you some really funny things, okay? Hopefully. Or at least amusing. Right? But here's some really quick tips. Just jot all this stuff down. Here we go. And I stole this all from Anthony Robbins. An artist imitates, a genius steals. By the way, you want to do everything great in your appointment? Just steal from the best. That's one of the reasons why you have Jay Brad as your guy, because Jay Brad steals from the best and he makes it better. That's what he does. So here's some tips. So you want to make your demo better? Just steal from the best. You're going to steal from me today. I sure hope so. Here's some tips, okay? Tone of voice matters. So if they're like, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. Be like, hey, I'm great. How are you? Da, 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 right? Tone of voice and tempo. If they're more slow, if they're more, hey, how's it going? Be like, yeah, it's going well. How you doing? Yeah? Good. That doesn't mean don't be yourself. It's just, be with them, just like you are with them, just like you would be with them, right? You wouldn't walk into a hot room wearing a parka and a sweater, right? You'd wear the correct clothing for that room. So I'm just saying, wear the correct clothing for that room. Still you in the correct clothing. Okay? Volume, right? Tone of voice, tempo, volume. If they're really loud, you can be really loud. Yeah, awesome, right? If they're a little bit quiet, be like, yeah, awesome, right? Terminology, key words. Listen to some of the things they say. If they say, if instead of saying, block, they say box or something, like what kind of box? I've heard every so often I've heard a customer be like, what kind of box do the knives come in? I'm like, oh, this kind of box. They mean block, right? But yeah, okay. Posture. Okay, your posture makes a difference. I'm now thinking about it, right? Like your posture, you might say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, guess what? It makes a huge difference. If you're all slumped and this and that, right? Sit up, have the light in your eyes, right? Right? But posture makes a huge difference. Even in how you sound, your posture makes a difference. Your breathing makes a difference. Gestures, right? One thing you can do is when you're not sharing your screen, you can gesture, right? Like, it's great to see you. Good point. Awesome, right? We did the pound me kind of stuff, right? Gestures make a difference. Okay, especially when you are not sharing your screen. Okay? Eye contact, making sure you're looking at them. When I do a demo with someone, I actually have them on, like I said to you right now, I'm looking slightly in two different places, but every demo is like this because I can see them right in front of me because I use my phone for the demo and my computer because that's my setup. But either way, create some eye contact, okay? And look at them. Now, right now, I'm all looking at you, but if they're really looking at you intently, look at them. But sometimes look away, helps to look away too. But eye contact is good, okay? And those are the biggest things, right? Tone of voice, tempo, volume, terminology, keywords, posture, gesture, eye contact, breathing. I said that too. And a lot of people say about much of this, they call it matching and mirroring, right? You match them, you mirror them, and to some extent strive to kind of bring them up a little bit to where you are if they're not. Okay. Let's get into some meat and potato stuff on your appointment. Okay. I'm going to share my screen, I think. Well, I'm going to share my screen eventually. Hang on. I will say that for me, I do have a section of my appointment that is a goals section. I don't, by the way, I never call it the section a rapport section because if you go through my demo, it's all rapport. Everything is rapport. I like to call it the warm up. But either way, I do have a goals section. Okay? And in the goals section, I do share my goals. You can create your own goals section. Literally, you can just have 2 tabs open if you want to. Hope you like this, Jay Brown. But I have a goals section. So I have a little goal slideshow. Okay? And I made it. And I made it myself. And it's real simple. And it looks like that. And sometimes I spend a lot of time on my goals, and sometimes I don't. But I have like a whole thing. Stuff on music. Sometimes I spend time on it, sometimes I don't. Stuff on contribution. Stuff on Cutco. Stuff on mentoring. My parents are really important to me, so I talk about that. And then I talk about my trip. You have your own goals. So that's one thing that you can do to kind of personalize your appointment. Now, you don't need to make your own slideshow. You can, but make sure you get that in there. If, ask permission. Would it be all right if I share my goals with you, real quick? Awesome. And if you can find out what their goals are, that's even cooler. Okay. I want to talk about what you can do in your appointment itself. Okay. So now you're on your appointment and you're there and you're doing all the stuff, right? You have your humor, you have your funny things that I'm going to share with you, you have your A game, right? You're ready to go. Oh, I want to say one more thing. If you ever, this is a small thing, but this is a way, this is a little tip. If you are ever texting with your customer, how many of you, just show hands so I know, how many of you text with your customer? Okay, quite a few, almost all of you, right? Awesome. I want you to, if you haven't done this already, get the Bitmoji app. If you have Snapchat, you might kind of already almost have it. Get the Bitmoji app, create a little Bitmoji for yourself, and use it. You'll see what I mean when you do it. But you can say so many funny things, right? You don't have to be funny to say funny things. You can say so many funny things with little pictures and little Bitmojis with your customer so that when they get on the appointment with you or after, whenever you're texting with them, right? They're still like laughing and smiling and keeping it going. So get the Bitmoji app. I promise. I spoke to Chelsea Banks Chelsea Rodriguez, and she told me she uses that thing all the time. And that's where I got it. And you guys are going to be so good with that. Okay. So, to the appointment. Okay? You've heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. Sales is a transfer of enthusiasm. So, do it. Your contests, your this, your Cutco. Keep in mind, you are in rapport with your Cutco, right? So when you say, like, Mrs. Jones, here's a permission question, right? Since this information is really important to me, I'm going to be following my outline. Is that okay? Every time you get a yes, any kind of yes, you're moving closer to the sale. Always remember that. Okay. So now during the video, you can make a joke or two. I don't know what your jokes are going to be, by the way. I will tell you one joke. Mrs. Jones, you hear how quickly they're talking? Yeah, that's because they are so excited about Cutco. Everybody has Cutco, like speaks more, more fast. Like I can't even speak right now, but people have Cutco. They just love it so much they speak faster. Whatever, right? No, actually, it's because we want to make sure that we get everything in and we keep you excited and entertained. Is that cool, Mrs. Jones? Awesome. Okay, cool. Find some little jokes, right? And then you have your questions. And when you ask your questions, right? The whole listening thing, right? When you say, so what impressed you most with what you saw? And they're like, oh, blah, 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 right? And whatever they say, grab onto it. Okay? I'm going to teach you a little advanced thing, and then I really will get to some cool lines. A lot of what happens in life, I don't know if any of you have ever gone fishing. I actually don't fish anymore, although I kind of loved it because I now do the whole food plant-based thing. But that's a whole other topic. But you have to get it in. How do you know you're having lunch with a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Okay. So anyway, the thing about fishing is that you have bait. Okay? You have bait for your customers, and your customer has bait for you. Is it good bait or bad bait? Do you actually want it or not? Make sure you're always giving people good bait. What's good bait? Good bait is a good question, right? So what impressed you most with what you saw? That's a great question, right? When you're closing, right? Asking them what they love, or saying, Mrs. Jones, what did you love about Cutco? Right? Little kind of stealth tip when dropping down, right? Mrs. Jones, rather than saying, what don't you like, or this or that, or get them talking about that, Mrs. Jones, of everything that I've shown you, right? If they're like, no, I just want one knife, or like that kind of customer, Mrs. Jones, of everything that I've shown you, what like maybe two or three knives did you like the most? Everything I've shown you, what two or three knives did you like the most? And like, oh well, I really like that trimmer knife, and that chef's knife looked really cool. Awesome, right? That's bait for them, and they just gave bait for you, right? Now, bait could also be, oh, I really didn't like any of them that much. That's bait. That's bait you don't want. Don't take that bait. Let it go. Let that bait go. Oh, got it, Mrs. Jones. So there weren't, any that you really liked that much. But just so I know, just so we are on the same page. Right? They never even say that, by the way, because they'd be crazy not to like something, right? But if they did, say, okay, got it, Mrs. Jones. Acknowledge. Just so I know, just so we're on the same page, just between you and me, what did you like about Cutco? And they start talking. And suddenly they're like, oh, but I really did like the awesome. Okay. You gave them good bait, they took good bait, and now you're all in good bait world. So that's bait. Okay. Same thing with people, right? Sometimes your mom will say something to you and you're gonna get really upset. It's bait. Don't take the bait. And don't give them bait because you know how to bait them too. Okay? Well, I didn't do anything. Yeah, you did. You know. You know. All right, good. Back to this. Okay. I can't remember, I was speaking with Hans, I can't remember the exact perfect opportunity for this, but I really want to talk about this bad boy. There's a moment in your appointment, figure it out or Hans will tell you. We spoke about this in detail. When you can pull out the pizza cutter. And I want to talk to you about this because it's going to give you an opportunity for a joke or two. And it's also going to give you an opportunity to share enthusiasm and passion and excitement about Cutco. And here's how you want to think about this, okay? You want to think about this as an example, right? So just like in the J. Brad video where he shows you the double D edge, right? When he shows you the petite carver, right, by extension, it's every knife with the double D edge. That's obvious, right? That's how it works. So when you show them the pizza cutter, the coolness of this item, by extension, that's every other gadget, accessory, item that Cutco makes. So Mrs. Jones, like I have to show this to you. This is one of my favorite items, and this is one of the reasons why I love Cutco because they just come up with everything. Okay, this is the Cutco pizza cutter, Mrs. Jones. Now this pizza cutter, you'd be like, ooh, ah, right? It's bigger than my head, smaller than my head. Okay, so this pizza cutter, Mrs. Jones, you said you had kids, right? Yes. Awesome, right? Well, this, and how old are your kids again? Oh, well, my son is this, and my this is, and suddenly you're not even talking about the pizza cutter anymore. She's blah, 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 right? Because people love to talk about things they love, and they love to talk about their kids. And what I was going to say, what I was going to say, Mrs. Jones, by the way, that's a great line. What I was going to say, if you ever need to bring it back, oh, Mrs. Jones, what I was going to say is blah, 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 blah. Hans knows where I got that from, too. That's a Brandon Brown line. All right, what I was going to say, Mrs. Jones, this pizza cutter with the kids, right? Is this kid safe, Mrs. Jones? This cuts pizza, not people. Isn't that cool, Mrs. Jones? Yes. Isn't that cool, Mrs. Jones? Isn't that great, Mrs. Jones? Right? But it cuts pizza beautifully, right? And what's great about this, Mrs. Jones? What's great about Cutco? What's great about? 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 That's a Curtis. So what's great about this, Mrs. Jones? Like the biggest problem, remember you solve the problems. You create them, then you solve them. The biggest problem, they're already there, but you show them, right? Spotlight them. The biggest problem that people have with pizza cutters, one is that they just don't work. And two, is that they're hard to clean. So this one, this is guaranteed forever, just like everything we make. Just like everything we make, just like everything we make, just like everything we make, or just like everything Cutco makes. Just like everything Cutco makes, it's dishwasher safe, guaranteed forever. This one, by the way, is not made in the USA, but don't tell them that. But most everything is, right? But it's still awesome. Peeler's made in the USA. All right, anyway, point is, just like everything we make, and here's what's cool about this, Mrs. Jones. If you ever use this for pizza, get cheese and sauce stuck in here, right? Or you like quesadillas, right? Find the thing that they like. It's great for brownies. Oh, Mrs. Jones, it's the best tool for cutting brownies, right? If you ever have to do like pancakes, if you need to cut them up for your kids, whatever. Okay, this, check this out. What? Comes apart for easy cleaning, and it's dishwasher safe. Hans, you want to say something?
Good news. Pizza cutter is made here in the good old US of A.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Dude!
Just the ice cream scoop, can opener, and wine opener.
Mind blown.
Pizza
Why am I
cutter.
even giving this message?
Oh, yeah.
Hans Hilton, you've sold more than I have, so I should just let you give all messages from now on. He's good, guys. Thank you, Hans. It's made in the good old USA. Oh, it's just like almost everything we make. It's made in this country. Guess where it's made, Mrs. Jones? Have her tell you. That's right. Guess where it's made, Mrs. Jones? Have her tell you. That's right. It's made right here in this country. That's right. Okay? So, just like that, if the kid's there, if the kid's like in the appointment, America, if the kid's there, right, you could be like, you know, here, take it, grab it. Can you grab it? Here, check it out. So can you see me? I'm going to wink at you. Wait, I winked. Right, do whatever, right? Have fun. Okay? And it just locks right back into place, just like that, Mrs. Jones. Isn't that awesome? Okay. I want to talk about a couple of discovery questions because this is great for connection, but this is also great for your appointment. Okay? You want to find out a little bit who your customer is. And I just lost them. Where'd they go? Oh, they're here. Huh. Hang on. Aha. Here's some discovery questions. You can just screenshot this if you want. Right? Mrs. Jones, how often do you prepare food? Do you cook because you like to, because you have to? Just out of curiosity, what are the types of things you cut? Right? What do you cut up in the kitchen? Do you ever have people over? Now, this one I'm just going to show you. Do you ever every once in a while, occasionally, make a sandwich? And you can do it with all of them. Do you ever once in a while, occasionally, like cut some vegetables? Do you ever, every once in a while, occasionally? Okay, real simple, real easy. All right, good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to make sure I go over. Okay. Oh, two more things real fast, then we'll do some very quick Q&A. You see how all this, guys, creates a conversation, not a presentation? Make it be a conversation with your engagement, with your rapport, with your connection, with your goal sharing, with talking about what you love, with the humor. I want to talk about two more things real quickly. One is managing time. Okay, it's very important that you manage time during your appointment. By that I mean this. Make sure that you have a sense of if they have to leave. So however long you say your appointment's going to last, make sure they can stay for that amount of time. And if, let's say, your appointment is supposed to end at 8:45 and it's 8:22 and you still haven't even started it, so to speak, right? You're still in connection or something, which is not a problem. But you say, hey, I know that that you said you had to go by 8:45. Is it okay if we go to about 9:15? Does that work for you? Is that like a hard stop, or do you have a little bit more time? Okay, perfect. And then you can make sure you work that out. Very important when it comes to getting recommendations, by the way. A whole other message, but you never want to get that, oh, I have to go now. So before you ask for recs, make sure you reestablish that they can stay for another 10, 15 minutes. Okay. The other thing I want to say is detours on the main road. I spoke a lot about bait, a lot about connection, a lot about this. Okay, the main road is your demo. The main road is your script. The main road. And detours are awesome, right? That's what makes every appointment different. That's what detours are part of what makes the job fun. But whenever there's a detour, right, they start talking about something else or you're going somewhere else, does it serve where you're going? Are you detouring away from the main road? That's that bait. Give them some bait to bring you back to the main road. So if you're detouring off the main road, if it's away from it, find a way to bring it back. Right, one thing you'd say, what I was going to say, Mrs. Jones, right? That's one way. Or find some bait for them. Okay, if you're detouring in a way that brings you in a good direction, right? They're talking about something they love, they're having fun, they're sharing their interests, whatever. Still make sure that you can find a way to bring it back to the main road. So your whole appointment should be main road, detour, awesome detour, main road, awesome detour, main road, awesome detour, main road. Set. Sail. Done. All right. That's really my message. Find your A game. Fall in love with your customer. Appreciate gratefulness, be grateful, and what you appreciate appreciates. Have fun. That's what I got for you. And I'm gonna close with a quote. I love this quote. I hope you like it too. Okay. We are all a little weird, and life's a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join with them in mutual weirdness and call it love.